My name is Delaverne Baxter. Most people know me as Del. I am a youth leader in my home church. I play the piano and I do write my own music, my own songs, but I think people maybe recognise me more as a worship leader, leading out worship in church services. The struggles that I face, the nights that I've My earliest memories of music are centred around the family home. I remember growing up, waking up in the morning, listening to my mum sing as she sorts out the washing, singing hymns. I remember having family worship, my dad playing the guitar. I have other memories of singing at home while my brother used to accompany me from a young age, and listening to music on a Friday evening. Artists like the Heritage Singers, a cappella groups like the King's Heralds, they played a big part in my earliest memories of music. I like to write my own music because I feel it's important for the listener to understand the experience that I've gone through. And the words, the lyrics of the songs that I write always talk about an experience that God has brought me through. Whether the experience has been positive or negative, I always try to put that in the lyrics of the songs. And one of those songs was Not Yet Complete. And that talks about, even though I feel I've failed in some way over the years, some of the goals and plans and aspirations that I've had as a person, God's saying to me, Del, you know what, it's okay, I'm still working on you. Like gold, I need to refine you. And for example, the verse of that song says, as the years have gone, I'm wondering why most of the dreams that I try have fallen, still empty. Does he see me? The struggles that I face, the nights that I've cried, and those feelings inside that I can't be, or God wants me, does he hear me? And the song goes on to say that, you know, like gold, he's still working on me, he's still refining me, and I'm not yet complete. When I think about the essence of worship, I guess I think about what it is at its core, what it really means, what its foundation is. And I think what that is it's really important to know who you're worshipping. And I think that's what actually will influence how you worship, what style you worship. The essence of worship is really the person we're worshipping. And the essence of worship is God. And that's why I try and focus any worship that I do around him, his character, who he is, so that I'm not distracted and I don't deviate what really I'm there to do, which is to worship God. I don't think there's a special kind of music for worship, a special genre for worship, for example. I know that there is a certain atmosphere that is special for worship. There's lots of different types of music that God appreciates, I believe, but I think the foundation of that is that it should draw the heart and the mind to Christ. If the music is not doing that, then actually that style of music or that genre of music is probably not appropriate. So I think in worship, as long as the music and the words are drawing the person to Christ, then that's appropriate. I think my favourite hymn is Be Still My Soul. The reason for that is that I was going through a particularly hard time in my life, and I felt that the words really, it was almost like the writer knew that I would be going through the situation that I was. And when I read those words, I thought, wow, I cannot believe that that's the experience that I'm going through. And I really like the words, be still my soul, the Lord is on your side. Bear patiently the cross of grief or pain. Those things really spoke to me at the time, and it really helped me to continue, to carry on, to know that God was on my side. I think that youth and young people are able to enjoy things depending on how it's presented to them. The problem is sometimes that we make hymns old and boring, and we make the new songs exciting and wonderful. So the young people tend to actually go for the more modern sounding, more up-to-date, praise and worship. But actually when you explain to young people perhaps the background of the hymns, what the person was going through at the time, and actually breaking down the hymn perhaps in a language they understand, they're able to say, well, hang on a minute, that's fine. I remember in my old church that I attended previously, I formed an a cappella group, and all we did were hymns. We just did different arrangements of hymns, and they really loved it, and they really had an appreciation for the harmonies and for the words, and I would often explain to them, look, when you're singing this is what the writer was trying to do. And even though they were only teenagers at the time, it didn't stop them, and we would do many arrangements of hymns, and they really enjoyed it. So I think it depends on how you present it to young people. The worship that I have always dreamed of would look like unity, I think. It would be one accord, where everyone's heart and mind is in the same direction. No distractions, no worries or stresses, so there's nothing to get in the way of worshipping. I think that would be the thing that would be just so amazing. I can only imagine, really, we'll only know that when we get to heaven. But that's what I would dream it to be, something that everyone is tied universally with an adoration and just awesome love for our Creator. That's what I think the worship would look like if I dreamed of it.